Jenny Odell, How to Do Nothing, Resisting the Attention Economy. In an era where the lines between work and leisure are increasingly blurred, How to Do Nothing, Resisting the Attention Economy, by Jenny Odell urges readers to reclaim their lives by resisting the pressures of modern society. The book highlights the gig economy's impact on our work-life balance and sheds light on how social media transforms us into one-dimensional brands. Through stories on the value of doing nothing, paying deep attention to the world around us, and choosing to be attentive to others, Odell challenges us to redefine what constitutes a meaningful life and expand our horizons beyond mere productivity.
The blurred lines between work and leisure. American laborers fought for an 8-hour workday in the 1880s, desiring time to do what they please outside of work. Reforms made the 8-hour workday a reality, but the separation between work and leisure is quickly fading. Economic security is no longer guaranteed and the gig economy demands constant work. Companies like Fiverr encourage freelancers to work at all hours. With time becoming an economic resource, doing nothing is seen as wasteful. The disappearance of boundaries between work, rest, and leisure is a defining feature of the gig economy. The one-dimensional self. Social media's impact on our sense of self and personal branding is explored, leading to a one-dimensional version of ourselves that conforms to a brand identity. This forces us to sacrifice individuality, context, and the potential for self-evolution. Social media usage has revolutionized the way we communicate, think, and behave. In this digital age, we are constantly crafting online personas that reflect our personal brand, a 24/7 job that never ends. The result is a behavior pattern that mimics that of corporations, grounded in the pillars of internal coherence and continuity over time. Joshua Merowitz's analysis of social media and its impact on disrupting traditional social behavior is eerily prescient, despite originally being published in the 1985 book No Sense of Place. Merowitz's concept of context collapse takes center stage in this book's summary snippet, highlighting the fact that everyone is always in the same room at the same time in this digital world. Our personal brand, defined by likes on social media, is all that matters, leading to a one-dimensional version of ourselves. Even changing over time, which is a normal human trait, becomes difficult in this digital age, where there seems to be a preference for a static, unchanging representation of ourselves. The impact of social media on our sense of self is profound. We create a safe version of ourselves that we feel conforms to the brand identity we've created, sacrificing our individuality and authentic self-expression. Taking unpopular positions, admitting mistakes publicly, and stepping outside of our comfort zones become risky behaviors because they don't conform to our personal brand. Ultimately, our digital presence becomes a one-dimensional version of ourselves, devoid of the nuances and complexities that make us unique, flawed, and human. In conclusion, Merowitz's analysis of social behavior in 1985 is a clarion call for the way social media has altered our sense of self and personal branding. The quest for internal coherence and continuity over time has left us with a one-dimensional self that ultimately stifles individuality, authentic self-expression, and the potential for self-growth. Rethinking value. In a world obsessed with productivity, people often forget that meaning can arise from serendipitous encounters and chance. To live more meaningful lives, we need to reconsider what is valuable. The story of the useless tree, as told by the Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi, demonstrates that usefulness isn't the only measure of value. The redwood tree called Old Survivor, in San Francisco Bay is an example of resistance in place, where something is not worth the bother to be appropriated by the dominant system. Overall, value in our lives doesn't have to be tied to productivity, and there is another way to define meaning. Attention-holding architecture. The book explores the concept of attention-holding architecture and the importance of doing nothing to fully experience the world. Using examples such as Scott Pollock's artwork, Deep Listening, and the Morecambe Amphitheater of Roses, the author shows how sustained contemplation can open up new ways of perceiving the world. The key message is that attention-holding architecture encourages us to be more receptive to the world by directing our attention to its psychological significance. This metaphorical architecture is essential, especially in a world where habit, familiarity, and distraction often close us off from truly paying attention to the world. The power of attention. Attention is the key to unlocking conscious perception. The brain processes far more information than we assume and is only deciding later on whether stimuli would be perceived or not. Silence helps widen our perspective and the things outside our field of vision go unnoticed. The power of attention can be harnessed by embracing silence and consciously being aware of our surroundings. Choose empathy. Seeing situations from another's perspective can lead to a better experience of the world. Picture yourself in a stressful situation, maybe stuck in traffic and late for work. Suddenly, another car cuts in front of you and you're left feeling frustrated and annoyed. But what if you knew that person was rushing to the hospital to take care of their sick child? Would you feel differently towards them? Author David Foster Wallace argues that choosing to see situations from other people's perspectives can transform the way you perceive the world. When we only focus on our own needs and desires, other people become obstacles in our way. This can lead to misery and irritation, especially in crowded or busy places. But by taking a moment to consider the motivations and struggles of those around us, we can begin to see that everyone's lives are just as complex and important as our own. That rude person in front of us in line might be dealing with personal struggles that are causing them to lash out. When we choose to pay attention to these possibilities, we start to see our fellow humans as equals and gain a better understanding of the shared space we inhabit. Empathy is a powerful tool that can help us navigate our way through frustrating situations and find meaning even in the most difficult circumstances. So, the next time you're feeling stressed or annoyed, take a step back and try to see the situation from another's perspective. Who knows, it might just make all the difference.
Jenny Odell's How to Do Nothing advocates for a reevaluation of our attitudes towards productivity, leisure, and genuine connection in a world dominated by the gig economy and social media. The book emphasizes the importance of doing nothing to truly pay attention to the world, as well as fostering empathy and understanding for others. By embracing silence and mindfully practicing attentiveness to our surroundings and the experiences of others, we can break free from the constraints of modern society and lead more meaningful lives. With this newfound perspective, we can resist the relentless pressures of the attention economy and focus on what truly matters in our lives.